Welcome to the water sign reading. Water sign readings. We have here our Knight of Swords in the reverse, Four of Cups in the reverse, and Page of Wands in the upright. All right, so overall, what I'm getting with this energy is that something reckless might be happening. So let's start with our Knight of Swords in the reverse. I feel like this card can probably, signify a warning against reckless behavior, making sure that you are not doing or engaging in any kind of like impulsive decision making. Slow down. Just think about your next move very, very carefully. Water signs, avoid any need to be so aggressive and defensive and without thinking very closely about what kind of consequences you might have. So just take some time, a pause, before acting impulsively. Now our Five of Cups in the reverse tells me that maybe things have been a little bit stagnant for you. Maybe you have been in this very stuck type of energy, but I feel like there's going to be a shift. Okay. I feel like this tells me that you're going to break out of this rut or this stagnant energy. And I feel like you're going to soon become a little bit more motivated. Okay. Now the Page of Wands for me in the upright means that there's some sort of new, inspiring, exciting beginning around the horizon, maybe some inspiration, right? Getting out of this rut. A new project, a new creative endeavor, something exciting is going to be starting very soon. So just be open to these new ideas, these experiences. Use your motivation that you will be having to start that new creative endeavor. So overall, what I see here is that I feel like you have been wanting or have been acting impulsively without a clear direction, but I feel like that led to a period of dissatisfaction, or you've been in that period for a while, but I feel like you're going to start overcoming this very, very soon. And I feel like you're going to have a new surge of inspiration, and it's really time to really, soak in this energy, and do it in a way that is not not hastily like you have in the past. Now let me see what other messages are coming out for my water signs. Okay, so we have the Hermit in the upright, the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, and we have our Three of Swords in the upright. Sorry, it's a little messy, but I'm trying to organize my cards here. All right, so what I feel here, for those of you maybe with things that have to do with love and stuff like that, I feel like this Hermit is telling me that maybe there's a need for some of you to go within and seek some inner guidance by just being still and spending some time alone with your thoughts and yourself, so you can really understand the next steps in your either love life, your career, or your journey. So because I feel like overall, since I have the Wheel of Fortune here, I feel like some sort of change is coming that could be outside of your control. And I feel like some cycle might be ending, something is starting, and I feel like it's very inevitable. But in order for you to go through this journey, I feel like you have to take a step back and really, really think through about the situation. And I feel like I also have my Three of Swords here, and this combination here with the Wheel of Fortune and my Three of Swords tells me that maybe there's some sort of painful event that has occurred or is about to occur for you, and I feel like you might be blindsided, and I feel like you don't realize that, or I feel like some of you could be a little bit naive, or I also feel like you didn't see this coming. But I also feel like the Hermit is really advising you that the way to get through this is not to fight like external circumstances, but like to retreat inward. You really need to use this time of pain and change as a time of deep reflection, personal reflection, and search for your own wisdom. Figure out, well, what caused me to get here? What could have, I don't know. I just feel like by withdrawing and processing the pain through introspection, you're really going to be able to understand the lesson or the hardships with this situation. I feel like this situation will clear eventually, but you really need to gain wisdom through this hermit to navigate the new path, that this Wheel of Fortune is setting forth. Okay, I'm going to give one final message and see what's coming up here. Oops. We have our and there it is again, right? So I have our 7 of Wands in the upright and our 10 of Swords in the upright. Okay, so overall, I feel like this whole theme or this whole spread for you guys has been it's been rough, right? Water signs, it's been rough. I feel like it's very powerful, and I don't want to say it's completely negative, but I feel like it indicates a time for you guys of fighting hard for something. But I feel like for my water signs, I feel like you guys have really been facing a lot of like defeat. I feel like our 7 of Wands suggests that you might be in a position of conflict, but the 10 of Swords tells me that your efforts may ultimately be in vain, and I feel like it will result in the end of what you are fighting for. So I don't know, I just feel like overall, like, there is a final ending, a rock bottom, or a situation that has been completely and honestly like stabbed you in the back, and it represents a situation of defeat for you guys. Okay, so this is something that either is coming or is already happening for you guys, water signs, and there's an end of a cycle, like, without a doubt here. Okay, I also feel like you may be feeling like the urge of really defending your beliefs. And we saw it earlier, right? We saw it earlier with our Knight of Swords as well, the need to be impulsive and stuff like that. And, and a feeling of competitiveness and a need to like fight for your position or territory. We saw it earlier, right? But, if this struggle isn't already in your life right now, I feel like you may, it is something that might be surfacing for you, and you will have to really stand up for yourself and your beliefs. Okay. And I feel like you may feel like you are on the defensive against multiple challenges, right? But, even though it might be really, really painful, this could be a complete, like, it is something that does need to come to an end, because it could be something very painful. And I feel like despite your best efforts, it is a definitive end, a relationship or a job or something that needs to end, guys. Please don't try to fight the urge, or I'm sorry, don't try to go against what is causing you so much pain, so much suffering. This needs to come to an end. It needs to collapse. You need to go within. Okay, you have to do this introspective work. You have to be alone so you can gain some wisdom. What have you been allowing in your life that is only bringing wounds to you? Okay, this needs to, why do you feel that this is something that you think might might improve? This has to end. This is a cycle that does need to collapse, but better things are coming. I guarantee you that. Okay, but please don't resist change. It is something that unfortunately does have to come to an end. Being impulsive or trying to challenge it and, trying to control it so it doesn't end or will do you no good, water signs. Okay, I wish you the best. Please do the shadow work. I know it's painful, but it is something that does need to end. Good luck to you.